In 2007, the 31st San Francisco International LGBT Film Festival announced the Audience Award for Best Short for the film Pariah. 4 years later, with financial backing from Spike Lee, director-writer Rees and producer Nikisa Cooper have expanded their short film to a feature-length movie of the same name that made a splash at last year's Sundance Film Festival and is now opening in theaters nationwide.
A pariah is an outcast, is someone who doesn't have a place. And so Alike feels like a pariah because she feels like she doesn't fit in the straight world, and then she doesn't fit in the gay world either, as she is. And so she's constantly trying to be somebody else. She's a chameleon. She's constantly trying to blend in because she feels like an outsider.
Pariah is a story about a black lesbian teenager who is struggling with her sexual identity. She knows that she's a gay woman, but she's not quite sure how to express that. Does that mean that she needs to wear baggy clothes or wear, hats and that sort of thing, or can she just sort of be herself? So she has her family sort of tugging her in one direction. She has her out and proud best friend tugging her in another direction. And so the movie is really a journey about her figuring out how to be herself.
And over the course of the story, she learns that she can just be herself. She doesn't have to check a box, and she doesn't have to be what anybody expects her to be.
I relate to just being an outsider, just that feeling of feeling like you're like in this invisible jail. I think a lot of people can relate to that, just that feeling of you can't be yourself for some reason or another.
Lee, are you ready?
Yep.
I said off. And I thought you said you were ready.
I am ready.
You're not going to church in that.
What's wrong with this?
Where's that blouse I bought you?
What's wrong with this? Dad!
Do what your mom says.
Are you hungry? Here, let me heat this up for you.
That's okay.
Oh, it tastes so much
Just
better.
leave it.
Leave.
Leave me out of it.
Now go get changed.
Dad, what's wrong with this outfit?
Nothing.
See?
I'm not gonna argue with you.
Do what she says.
Dad.
Ungawa.
And put on a skirt.
Newcomer Adepero Aduye nailed the role of Alike on the first day of auditions when Rees was doing the short version of the film in 2006.
She actually came in her little brother's clothes, and from the moment she walked in the room, she was in the zone, and it was like, wow. And I don't know, it's like she stepped from the pages of the script, and she came, I couldn't believe that she was that perfect. And when people come in and they're that perfect, you're kind of holding your breath, we'll wait until they open their mouth. And then she went through the scenes, and she was reading with the producer, Nikisa Cooper, and she was great. And so that moment, it's wow, she's amazing.
Adepero is personification of just open-eyed, not innocence necessarily, but openness, and just not thinking of herself in any particular way. Even though she's a star of the film, she's probably gonna be a star because she's luminous in this movie.
This is a film from the perspective of a young black gay woman, which I personally haven't seen. I don't think there's been anything like that. So that alone, I think that's new and fresh.
Mostly known as a comedic performer, Kim Wayans shows a different side of herself in the role of a middle-aged African-American woman struggling with her daughter's emerging lesbian sexuality.
My character is Alike's mom, and she's a conservative and a fairly religious woman, and she has very definite ideas about things, including her daughter and how she'd like for her to be. And when we meet her in this film, she's at a very difficult place in her own life, on top of just being alienated from from everyone and being a lonely person. Her marriage is crumbling, and she's dealing with the fact that she knows her daughter is hiding a secret. Nice to know you still live here. What are you doing home so late anyway?
Lost track of time.
You know what time your curfew is. Where were you?
Movies.
The movie ended at midnight, and your curfew's at 12:30.
I lost track of time.
Well, at least you were cute. I like that shirt. Where'd you get that from? Angel.
It's old.
Really compliments your figure. Maybe we can go shopping. I saw one just like it.
Good night, Ma.
This is my first opportunity to explore the darker side of Kim. The darker side of Kim, which is wonderful. It's an experience that I've been trying to manifest in my life and in my career.
You don't want to face the facts.
No,
You don't
damn it,
want
that's
to
not
face
true.
the
Look,
facts.
you-
Your daughter is turning into a damn man right in front of your eyes, and you can't even say it.
it's difficult when everyone knows you as like a wacky comedian. A lot of those doors are closed and people aren't willing to see you in a different light. So it was a wonderful blessing that Dee and Nakisa, the producer and director, were open to at least seeing me.
People who are struggling with whatever their identity is, doesn't have to be sexual, it can be anything. It can be as simple as the way you used to act when you were younger, and you grow up and you're around different people who are more serious or more professional or whatever, and dealing with the difference between the way you used to be and how your old friends and family expect you to be and versus how you are now. So I hope that young people can come and see that although it's difficult, you can be who you are and survive.
I hope that it'll change people's attitudes. And so I think that, I hope that people will be able to connect, straight, gay, black, white, suburban, urban, wherever you're coming from. I think that identity is a universal struggle, and everybody at some point has felt like they didn't fit in. Everybody has felt like an outsider. So I hope that people will connect into the universality of like being yourself, because it's something we all struggle with.
We love to get mail from you. Email us at comments@outlookvideo.org.
To contact us by phone, call 408-293-3040, extension 205.
Visit our website at outlookvideo.org.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/outlookvideo.
And connect with us at facebook.com/outlookvideo.